Crystal Woman speaks. I am strength. I am the matrix that is the earth. I hold fire, I hold water in the palm of my hand. I am the earthenware from the potter's wheel of the sun that never cracks. The day is strengthened by my embrace. I touch the wind and it becomes a whirlwind for the gods. You are the light. I am the crystal. Together we create the world. I received my transmissions from Crystal Woman in 1988. I see Crystal Woman as a lioness in winter. She is strong, accustomed to barren places, yet she is also a fountain of the deepest springs. She appears in her first earth incarnation body, that of a golden one, from an ancestry in the stars who dwelt long ago in the land that is now Australia. In most, if not all of her lifetimes on this planet, she has been a shaman, wizard, or witch of the white craft. Crystal Woman's hair is white and worn long. There is a fasted posture in her stance, as if she grew like a desert cactus, drawing every precious drop of nutrient from the dry sand, her roots tunneling deep, seeking hidden moisture. Crystal Woman is purity and the embodiment of wisdom. She has seen the faces of the dreamtime, good and evil, yet her will has steadfastly honored her spirit with light. One morning I awoke to see her hand in front of my face. Still half asleep, I slowly focused my third eye on the golden amber she held in her hand. She informed me that it was a piece of polished amber hardened from the resin of the wada, the sacred eucalyptus tree that anchored the first dreamtime to the earth. This began a brief but very powerful time for me in 1988 with the entity that called herself Crystal Woman. What I am going to share with you here is the initiation at Uluru that was presented to me by her at that time. Ayers Rock, or more appropriately Uluru, is a sacred site which through eons of time has been programmed by other dimensional beings as well as their earth-dwelling counterparts. When the crack in dimensions occurred in the most ancient past, as it will again in the future, it began at this location on the planet, bleeding through into the linear dimension. Through this opening, other dimensional beings merged with life in the area of the rock and empowered the Amoui. These were people whose ancestry was in the stars from the constellation of Cassiopeia. They were a race of gold, copper-eyed people with fair, golden-tinged skin. They were 7 to 8 feet tall and moved with a grace and carriage akin to dance more than utility. By the time of the crack, the Amoui were no longer pure Cassiopeian. They had blended with the tribe of primals, thus called as they were not a star race, but a product of the Earth Mother. There had been also a blending with some blue star voyagers from Rigel in the constellation of Orion. Thus the Amoui were a mixture of these three races, with the dominant strain coming from Cassiopeia. The Amoui acted as a medium or grounding channel for the Amhonos, the other dimensional ones. The Amoui saw the Amhonos as vestiges from their past race memory, where in the world of their ancestors of Cassiopeia, whom they called Amtwaka, Such beings were a part of their spirit origin. The Omonos sought to direct the filtering process that had begun due to the break in the whole etheric envelope of the planet. They wished to control this energy in an orderly fashion, allowing the two worlds to meet, to touch fingers in perfect balance, or to amuskuno, as the Amoui called it. This was the blessing, the rite of passage, to be amuskuno, to be unadorned, but for the touch of the common spirit. The Amoui believed this to be the stripping away of all cultural ritual and honor, to be received only through the respect of mutual spirit. As centuries proceeded from the mouth of Abkem or Uluru, which was the timepiece of the meeting point between the two worlds, so the Amoui grew fewer in number. This was the inevitable fate for the people of the three paths, or three race patterns, as their delicate mixture could not bear the vibrational shifting occurring with the dimensional crack. They were a finely tuned species whose bodies shivered with the twinkling of the stars and whose hearts pumped a watery gold fluid that would become thickened by the drop of etheric pressure, causing sterility and untimely death. Yet before the golden ones passed from the earth, so they appointed the Kawahari, later to become the Australian Aboriginals, as keepers of the bridge of Akhem. Gradually the dimensional crack healed, all but a small rift that remains today. It is consequently an especially sensitive dimensional portal through which the descendants of the Kwahari travel through the dream time of today. But in the age of the crack, it was a much more vibrant whirl of touching fingers. This was the passage of the first dream time. Between the Amoui and the Kwahari, there were another people, a small number of them yet important to the transfer of power between the golden ones and their black earth brothers. The Amoui chose select genetic groupings from among the Kwahari to create a bridge race that would link the powers of the golden ones into the spirit flow of the Kwahari, without disturbing the heritage of the Kwahari as a whole. This was done in agreement between the two race tribes and the individual parties concerned. It was not an experiment performed, but a marriage between two peoples who sought the same preservation of inherent spiritual knowledge and power. This was not something that could be taught. It was necessary to transfer the spirit in the blood from generation to generation. Thus the Kuyami, or bridge people, were born. Although the Amoui no longer exists upon or in the earth, the Kuyami are present as a remnant race within the central earth tribes. Those are the tribes of the hollow inner earth. They number no more than 200, yet they still act as a spirit link between their ancestral golden ones and the present generation of the ancient Kwahari. I will say, since 1988, their number has risen. Thoth is giving me the number of 423 at the very time I speak this now. No doubt the names have changed through the eons between the first dream time and the one of today, yet the bridge people stir the shaman dreaming with the sticks of song, dappling the dark nothing with melted stars, singing the life of the golden ones into the land of the sacred dreaming. Abkem, or Uluru, contains a whole interface with the ancient grid. Since time is only a system of this reality, the otherworld beings and the golden ones still resonate within the weave of the inner universe, as they are forever becoming Asmukunu. From the bases of Abkem to the space above it, so this rock is a field of knowing, of etheric entrainment to simultaneous consciousness. Now let us begin the initiation at Uluru that Crystal Woman gave me those years ago. Place yourself at the base of Abakem, or Uluru, and step inside her. She was known by the Golden Ones as Mother-Child, Mother of the Amoui, and Child of the Homohonos. Begin your questing of Askamuno, the touching of fingers, by experiencing the clay of the earth. This was the first touch point of initiation for seeking Amoui and those they initiated after them. See the clay mixed with the 4 colors of creation: black, white, red, and blue. Begin to paint your body for visitation as you superimpose the images of Homohonos onto your flesh. Allow your spirit sight to reach into the dream time and draw the symbols that you need at this time upon your body. Paint also with the color vibration of the Amhonos, which is orange, and the color of the Amoui, being yellow. Green is the charge of complete circle. The Amoui believed that nothing could become reality without complete circle. This is a concept difficult to explain, but no doubt basically it was akin to the alchemical process of one element's consummation with its oppositely charged self, the serpent biting or flaming its own tail. You, in the spirit of Amoui, must become complete circle. Receive the breath of life from the nostrils of Gazandru, the great sea. Now begin your journey upward into the rock, into each layer of its memory coil as you proceed to the summit. Remember that in the spirit of Amoui, you can do nothing, be nothing, without passing through the creative systems of every natural thing, and that a stone is equally dynamic to an eagle. Take your time in this journey. As you reach the summit of Abakem, or Uluru, you touch fingers. Celebrate life.